Alright, welcome back. This is video episode Who the Hell Cares? We are at our first war table. Well, I guess. Yeah. You see alright, Ray? I think you should be able to see alright. Huh? Yeah. Alright, so our three advisors, Josephine, Liliana, and Colin, they like to occasionally talk about stuff while I'm here. Alright. So, the war table. The Inquisition can unlock new areas for you to explore through scouting operations. Performing these scouting operations for the hinterlands on the Ferelden side of the war table now. So, go over to Ferelden. It costs 1 power to unlock. And, the missions that cost powers don't take time. However, you're gonna see in a second. Here. Again, these are the type of cutscenes that should be in the game. The only type. They're well detailed. They're holding the weapons. They're holding onto each other perfectly. I just don't understand how the rest of the cutscenes, how a lot of the other cutscenes could be so.
Like that very small stuff that suddenly just
Yeah.
suddenly has this.
Yeah. Alright, so.
That was genius drop off embarrassing.
Alright, so I could immediately travel there, but I'm not. Okay, so access to mission. So these are the missions. Alright, so the first thing you gotta know. Alright, so contact Clan Leviathan. This is the clan that my elf comes from. Clan Leviathan offers greeting to the Inquisition and wishes it well in sealing the breach that is open in the sky. While some Dalish clans hate humans and wish nothing to do with them, Clan Leviathan has always dealt fairly with all and wished only for peace. That said, we have on occasion been a force to defend ourselves from those who saw us only as potential victims. It has come to our attention that a member of our clan is being held captive by your Inquisition. He wanted the Conclave only to observe peace talks. They're talking about me here. Between your mages and your Templars, we find it highly unlikely that he intentionally violated your customs. If he has been charged with a crime, we would appreciate hearing of it. If not, it would ease our concerns to hear from him to know that he remains with the Inquisition on his own. Now, I have 3 options. I can use Liliana, I can use Colin, or I can use Josephine. And each of them do different things. Josephine, your people must be approached carefully. One of our elfin scribes could deliver a message and share the news of the Inquisition's fair treatment. Liliana, the Dalish respect deeds, not words. Let my elven agents deliver something the clan needs as a show of good faith. Colin, my troops can deliver the news of your safety and make it clear the Inquisition should be taken seriously. Now, you have to be careful, because if you use Colin, he'll bring in his troops, and then my clan and our troops will end up fighting and killing some of each other. They'll get along after the battle's over, but there'll still be losses. If I use Liliana, in the end, you'll get the same reward for this mission, but you have to be careful for other missions, because sometimes you'll get a bad ending. And if you use, however, the correct agent, or the correct ambassador, or the correct force leader, then you'll keep getting missions from that one, and then they will branch off into new missions. You'll get better rewards. You'll hear more of the story. But you have to be careful, because if you use the wrong one, if you don't think it through, you could end up losing allies. You could end up pissing off the wrong person and getting assassins called on you, or some crap like that. You gotta be careful. So Liliana's gonna go for that. Address the nobleman's concerns. Herald, your Inquisition says its order against chaos, reason, and the darkness. If you stand by this, come forth and drive the heretics from my lands. They claim to be refugees, but I've seen elves and apostates, among them filthy savages tearing at our roots. Basically, this guy is just, he's an asshole. Yes. Josephine thinks that he's a pariah, even among his peers. Let us send a polite refusal and nothing more. And then Colin is, we could send a few patrols, but I would prefer they help the refugees, not this lord. So I'm gonna send Colin because he's gonna help the refugees. Again, you see, it takes time. It takes actual time. If I turn off my Xbox and turn it back on, it won't immediately finish it. It actually is set to the clock on my Xbox. So 20 minutes actually have to pass in order for me to get this. I could of course be cheap and reset my clock and it immediately get that over with. I've never done that. I don't feel the need to. Alright, so Josephine is going to gather a coin. This is basically, it's a repeatable mission that I can use either one of these guys, have them do stuff, and they'll come back with money. Okay.
And it doesn't hurt anything, right?
Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna back out, and because there's still some people I can talk to. I want to talk to Josephine so you get a good idea, and then we'll discuss which character we should pair mine with in the hinterlands, and I also have to assign my skill points. So, alright. Codex unlocked, the Templar Order, blah 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 blah, Liliana, the Rebellion, Rebel Mages, scout the hinterlands. Okay. Alright, so let's go to character record. And abilities. So we got 5 points. We're now level 4 mage. We're gonna go with 1 for barrier. That's a must-have. We're gonna go with 1 for chain lightning. And we're gonna go with 1 for immolate, and 1 for fade step, and 1 for winter's grasp. Now this is probably one of the best starting builds for the mage. I don't usually do builds on characters. I don't enjoy doing them. It takes so much effort, I feel like, and I guess I'm just lazy about it. I just like playing. But in this game, making a build is definitely an important thing you have to do. So I'm going to show you a few.
Especially since it's on a harder level than you've ever done before.
Oh yeah, but also just because in the game it gets harder. It definitely, there's definitely a leap in skill. So the passive that I want to get, I'm going to show you what perks I want to get on this skill tree, the fire one, the Inferno. I'm going to get Flashpoint. After you land a critical hit, your next spell cast doesn't trigger a cooldown period. This is important. That's definitely something you want to have. And then I also want to get Clean Burn. Your spells burn away ambient magic that would otherwise slow down your casting. Every spell you cast shortens your active cooldown times. That's definitely something you want to pick up. I'll probably eventually get Fire Mine. I'm not thinking that I will for sure, but definitely these 4. Because I'm going to get the upgrade for this one, and then for winter what I'll be getting is the upgrade for Winter's Grasp, which will do an area of effect of 3 meters. I'll eventually get Mana Surge. This will not be for a while. Your barrier explodes into wild magic when your enemies destroy it. The blast freezes all nearby enemies and allows you to cast your next spell without consuming mana. Now, this is really, really important to get for the class that I'll be getting, because, well, I'll explain once I get the class. It's really awesome. And then Winter Stillness. By standing still, you'll enter a meditative state that restores your mana at an enhanced rate and reduces all cooldown times. So basically I have to stand still for about 3 seconds, and then the upgrade for Fade Step is Frost Step. Passing through enemies hurts them and leaves them chilled. There's also Frost Mastery, but I don't. None of these below I really feel I'll need. And then Storm. I'll definitely be getting Arcane Surge, the upgrade. Stormbringer, I don't really focus a lot on Storm. Not because it's a bad skill tree, but mainly because I don't put too many perks into a single tree. I try and branch out as best as I can. But I will be getting this, Energy Barrage. Now this is the attack I'm talking about. It fires off 12 projectiles and does 66 weapon damage per hit. However, it does the base. Its element is your staff's element. It's not always lightning. If you have a lightning staff, it'll do lightning damage. If you have a fire staff, it'll do fire damage. But there are certain, later on in the game, there's certain items that will give you like a 10% chance to use a special skill on hit. So hitting an enemy 12 times will give you a very good chance of being able to use that skill. And it's a very good way to well, just destroy your enemies, to really sit in the perks. And I'll get more into the lightning later. And then spirit, like I said, the only one I'm really going to put another perk into will be elegant defense, and that won't be for a while. So these are done. I'm going to put barrier here. I'm going to put winter's grasp here. That's about right. Cassandra has 2 points I can put into. I know I've done this enough times that I know how to make them, the warriors I get really tanky. So I'm pretty much just gonna breeze through this. I'm gonna have him have both lightning.
Your entire team, turtling for days.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's the only way to do things around here. I'm gonna go down this side of the tree for him. I'll get the other side, but for now I'm gonna get First Blood and Explosive Shot, and I'm gonna go all the way down to this last one, which is Stunning Shot, because it's gonna be nice to have, because this last skill of his, it takes a moment to line up the perfect shot, but it pays off with a devastating hit that bites even deeper against enemies who aren't even injured. So I'd have him shoot an enemy that we're sneaking up on, and it does damage 800% weapon damage and bonus damage 800% at full health. So that's 1600 damage. And then with the upgrade, it will, if it doesn't,
1600%.
Yeah, 1600% damage. Yeah. And with the upgrade, if it doesn't kill them, it will put them to sleep for 20 seconds. So that's gonna be good to have. And we're gonna go have the first chat with Josephine and have our first dance into politics.
She can't prove it was founded on Justinian's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to a brave soul who risked his life to slow the magic of it.
I don't know why, but the nobles of Orlais seem to always be wearing masks.
One of Divine Justinian's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven. How do any your land trusted that is land more permanently? This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
You own this land. I'm curious about this.
First I've heard of Haven having an owner outside the Chantry. My wife, Lady Machin of Denton, has claimed Haven by ancient treaty with the monarchs of the realm. We were honored to lend its use to Divine Justine. She was a woman of supreme merit, but will not let an upstart order remain on her holy grounds.
Okay, you know what? We have bigger problems.
Demons are pouring from the sky, and you're worried about land claims. Haven is the Grelion's rightful property.
Has Empress Selene officially acknowledged your possession of Haven? I was unaware Her Imperial Majesty had conferred with Berenden's monarchs on this matter.
The Empress has not yet had the
We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing with the islands. She would, in fact, trust.
I'm not exactly sure if this is just plain politics or if he's actually
No
upset.
matter how strange they may seem.
I know that part of this is politics, but he also seems to
I'll
be
think on it, Lady Montague.
generally upset about the
The
divine
Inquisition
stuff.
might stay.
And there we go. So.
The Gibrelios actually have a claim on this place.
His Grace's position is not so strong as he presents it. Despite their heralded relations, the Gibrelios are Orvisians. If the Marquis wishes to claim Haven, Empress Selene must negotiate with Ferelden on his behalf. Her current concerns are a bit larger than minor property disputes.
Behind in the wall. So, the Marquis was bluffing.
His Grace was all bluster then.
Even should he leave, the Marquis will share his thoughts on us upon his return to Barovia. Every guest we receive, and we will receive them, will spread the Inquisition story. An ambassador should ensure Taze is as complimentary as possible.
Investigate. How did he become that? You know what? Like I said before, I'll do one video just talking to everybody in Haven. But for now,
The Inquisition is lucky to have you as an advocate, Lady Coutelier.
Thank you.
I just wanted to get a feel for Josephine's
Nena's
character.
politics have become agitated, hasn't it? I hope to guide us down smoother paths. But please excuse me. I've much work to do before the day is done.
And there's her irritating glitch of her hand phasing through the table. So, the inner circle and pretty much everyone else of importance, well, no, I guess just really the inner circle, yeah, just the inner circle has an approval or disapproval system. I can't, apparently in other Dragon Ages games, and I've never played other Dragon Ages games, there were approval bars, I believe, where you could see how much your companions approved. In this game, you can't tell how much approval or disapproval they have. So basically, they wanted to make it more realistic, so you have to be more careful with your choices. However, your advisors, Josephine, Colin, and Liliana, do not have approval bars. And Josephine and Colin are capable of being couples for the Herald. If the Herald is a female, human, or elf, then Colin can date her, and Josephine will date either a female or a male Herald. And since they don't have approval bars, you don't really have to worry about saying the wrong thing. I mean, you don't want to be an asshole. They're not going to like you, obviously, for that, but you don't have to carefully think over your options so much, because it's not depending on the approval. I think it's more along the how far you in on the game, how much you talk to the person, how much dialogue you take care of. So
I wonder if anyone's ever actually tried to be as much of a jerk as possible.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. In other Dragon Age games, people have done that plenty of times. I've seen a lot of walkthroughs of people doing that. So I'm just gonna switch around some weapons here, and we're ready to go. Alright, so we're gonna go to quest map. We're gonna hit Y. I don't have enough power to open up that map I just saw. Wait, that's Haven. I can't fast travel to Haven. So we're gonna you can see, you'll see if you hover over there, you can see what quests you have on these maps. So we're gonna Hinterlands, and we're gonna choose my party. Now later on in the game, depending on how close you get with your characters, their cards will change. It all depends on the actions and the effects you have on their quests. Sometimes there will be good effects, sometimes there'll be bad effects. It really depends on the choices you make. And also, you don't actually have to invite anyone else. You can say, no, don't join the Inquisition, and the people who can join the Inquisition later won't actually join. I don't know why people would do that. It doesn't make a lot of sense, because you lose a lot of side quest missions and the chance to get rare items. But I guess they did it for, I mean, I really don't know why they gave you the option to reject people Alright. Oh, I'm gonna check the time here. We're approaching a good one, so I'm gonna leave off here.